The Screaming Hollow. I grew up in a quiet town nestled in the Appalachian Mountains where fog clung to the trees like secrets. Locals talked about Screaming Hollow, a sunken patch of forest where, on certain nights, you'd hear someone screaming from deep within the woods. Most people brushed it off as old superstition or mountain lions. But I was a skeptic, and when I was 17, my cousin Jake and I decided we'd find out for ourselves. We set out just after sundown with flashlights and a GoPro, thinking we'd get cool footage or at least spook each other for fun. But once we entered the hollow, the air changed. It was colder, unnaturally so. The forest around us went silent. No owls, no crickets. Just an eerie, heavy quiet. Half an hour in, we heard it. A scream. Long, blood-curdling, and far too human. It echoed, bouncing between the trees. Jake froze. That wasn't an animal. Then came another scream, closer this time, more distorted. We turned to leave, but the trail was gone. Literally vanished. The trees looked different, like they'd shifted when we weren't looking. I heard branches cracking behind us. Spinning around, I caught a glimpse of something moving. Tall, spindly, humanoid, but all wrong. Its arms were too long, and its head twitched like it couldn't control its own neck. It stood watching us for a second, then screamed again. I swear the sound vibrated in my chest like a train horn. We ran blindly. Jake tripped, and as I turned to help him up, the thing was there, maybe 10 feet away. No face, just smooth, pale skin and those milky white pupilless eyes. Somehow we made it back to the road just before sunrise. Our gear was gone. The GoPro? Crushed. Our phones? Dead. That was years ago. I still hear screams sometimes. In dreams, in my backyard. I don't think I ever really left the hollow.
The cabin that wasn't there.
I'm an experienced backpacker. Been through most of the Appalachian trails, but nothing prepared me for what happened in the Monongahela forest last fall. A storm came in hard and fast. Lightning cracked. Trees bent sideways. I was 10 miles from civilization with no cell signal and night closing in. That's when I saw it. A tiny wooden cabin nestled off the trail, barely visible through the downpour. Desperate for shelter, I knocked. No answer, but the door creaked open, so I stepped in. The cabin was barren. Just a cot, a table, and a rusted lantern. No power, no heat. Still, it was dry, and I needed rest. Around midnight, I woke to tapping on the window. Rhythmic, persistent. I peeked out. Nothing but fog. Then a knock at the door. Soft at first, then louder. I grabbed my knife and waited. A voice spoke, not loudly, but clear as day. "Let me in." The voice was familiar, my brother's, but he'd been dead for 2 years. I didn't move, didn't speak, just listened. The knocking stopped. The voice whispered again, closer this time. "Let me in. It's cold." Then scratching, slow, deliberate, like claws on wood. At dawn, I bolted outside. No one, but the trees around the cabin looked scorched, like there'd been a fire years ago. When I finally reached a ranger station, I mentioned the cabin. The ranger gave me a long look. That cabin? Burned down in '94. Hiker died inside. No one's rebuilt since. But I was in it, slept in it, heard voices. I don't hike alone anymore.
Whispers in the fog.
My girlfriend and I were camping near a ridge in eastern Kentucky, deep in Appalachian territory. The views were breathtaking, but the locals warned us about the talking fog. Said not to follow the voices. We laughed it off. At 3:17 a.m., I woke up to the sound of my father's voice outside our tent. "Son, come out here. I need your help." My father died 4 years ago. I unzipped the tent quietly and stepped into thick fog that swallowed my flashlight's beam. I couldn't see past 10 feet, but I kept hearing the voice, closer, clearer, pleading. I followed it deeper into the trees, heart pounding. The fog whispered other voices too, my dead grandmother, my childhood dog barking, even my old teacher, all calling my name. Then I saw her, my girlfriend, or something wearing her face, standing just outside my reach. She said, "Why did you leave me?" Then she smiled, and the skin around her mouth cracked, splitting wide, revealing rows of tiny, jagged teeth. I screamed, turned to run. The forest bent around me. I swear the trees moved, closing me in. What saved me was dumb luck. She'd tied a scarf to a branch outside the tent earlier that night. I saw the red fabric flutter through the fog and bolted toward it. I don't know what that fog was, but it wanted me, and it knew who I loved.